Hey everybody, how we doing out there today? Well folks, we're going out here and going to do another video. I believe you're going to like this one. How many of y'all out there like a mystery? I do. This here is a mystery for sure. I'm redoing a video that I'd done several months ago, around 8 or 9 months ago. It's these ancient writings here in Wyoming County, West Virginia. Petroglyphs as they call them. Who made them? What was the inscription? What was the words? What was it about? There's all kinds of different ideas out there that they were, but in 1982 there was a group of people, Dr. Robert Pyle and Tony Shields and Ida Jane Gallagher came in here from up northern part of the state and done an investigation, done a study on these petroglyphs. It's going to be very interesting for you to see what they come up with. So let's go on this journey with me today, and we're going to go over and we're going to cover some information that they covered, what they done. So let's go on over and check them out. See if we can do this over again, do it better this time. Catch you when we get over there. Folks, here's the Petroglyphs monument here, historical sign here in Lincoln, West Virginia. Nearby are ancient rock carvings of unknown age or purpose. Some think early Celtic explorers carved them. Others believe that it might have been carved by prior to 1000 AD. Let's go check them out. Folks, finally made it over here. Walking down these old railroad tracks to get to it, to climb the bank. So we'll climb up here and we'll get this all started. You could drive a vehicle down through here when I was here last. But now it looks like this ATV. They're back up on that hill right there somewhere. I'll have to re-find them again here. So get back with you just in a bit. Well, I found them. Now I gotta find the way to get up there again. It's all growed up. It's been about 9 months since I've been here. Wow, here they are, everybody. A long time since I've been here. About 9 months ago or so. Here they are. So get on up here, get started. Oh, wow. Been so much graffiti on it though. We made it up here. We can get started here just in a minute on the video, but I'm going to tell you a little bit about the last time I was here. I looked for hours for this place. I always seem to do things the hard way, and I went up the mountainside and went for hours walking through these woods, fell down through this big brush pile. And these things were just right down here right along the tracks, just right above the tracks, about 7,500 yards. But we're gonna get into what these were, what they think they were, and talk a little bit about the people that studied them and done a study here. So let's get into that and find out what these writings were, maybe. But they are a mystery, they say. So let's get to talking about them. I think I got some information here for you. This old sunball is hitting me right directly in the side of my face. Actually hitting this wall right here. The sun has got everything to do with these petroglyphs here. But first thing is, I want to tell you what a petroglyph is. Some folks may not know what one is. It says here, what is a petroglyph? Any carving or line drawing on a rock is a petroglyph. Past civilizations left unimpeachable records of their existence by simply choosing their own medium, the most indestructible of materials, stones. Stones does erode, but it erodes very slowly. Marks cuts into stone by natural forces or by the hand of man. Many still be discerned centuries later. Petroglyphs are covered by soil, their sharpness preserved. Those which are exposed to weather are worn. See, these here has been exposed to weather for many thousands of years, or however long they've been here. Some societies, such as the Egyptians, left elaborate histories in stone, like the ones over there in Egypt and those places. All petroglyphs, however, do not fall into the category. Some are intriguing, yet some decipherable. Well, they say these are decipherable, that they've done some deciphering and found out what they are. And don't know who done them, but we'll get into that here just a bit. The type of writing, they say, is Ogam. It says the earliest type of Ogam used no vowels, signs. It was called Ogam. West Virginia Ogam inscriptions are written in Ogam constant. The scribe employed many variant forms of letters on rocks. Faces were spaced and limited. They often crowded the letters altogether. Here are some variant forms encountered in West Virginia. The picture writings, which is the basis of cover and 3 articles in West Virginia magazine, has been called chicken scratches, or sharpening marks left by Native Americans preparing their arrows and spears for hunting. Until now, most local residents who knew of the chiseled inscription assumed it was Native Americans. But a study of the markings by experts in ancient writing has resulted in a possible unraveling of the age-old mystery of the meaning of the inscription. The scholar contends they were made by either Irish missionaries or persons who come in contact with Irish people, and the message chiseled in the stone wall outcrop could have been there at least 500 to 700 AD, centuries before Christopher Columbus set eyes on the New World. It says here that from the State Archaeologist Office, Robert L. Powell, curiosity about the ancient inscription, he was told of the markings or petroglyphs and had his assistant, Tony Shields, a native of the area. So they came here in 1982 and done a full investigation and study on them. So I think that is very cool. It's very interesting. I didn't have this information the last time I done this video. Really didn't have any idea what it was, and thought I would come back and do it over again. And sound like to me it's a little bit more than just a Native Americans scratching their arrowheads into this rock. And it sure don't look like that for sure, because it would take a lot of time to do this right here. And this is sandstone right here. So this area is about 4 foot high. That's at the right end, and it's about 10 foot long. So you'll see it here in the latex covering that they put on it. You'll see a real good picture of the writings. Here. We're going to talk about the people that came and studied. One was a archaeologist from WVU, West Virginia University, Dr. Robert Powell. The other guy was named Tony Shields. That was his assistant. And also Ida Jane Gallagher was also with them when they done the study. They were joined by a pilot that flew over and gave them the aerial photography of this area at that time. This was in November of 1982. They were very excited when they found these. The group scrambled up the steep embankment to a rock ledge. A blaze of autumn leaves up the steep bank concealed the narrow shelter which lies recessed beneath a cliff overhang. Gallagher's first look at the stunning 10-foot-long petroglyph assured her that it was a major historic value. Camera shutters clicked repeatedly. Pyle and Gallagher collaborated on a recording. They agreed that which upon the rounded weathered grooves were the original work, and chalked them for photography. This was a decisive step because the graffiti added other centuries of natural cracks in the rocks. Yeah, people had been here off and on throughout the years later on after this, and they wrote letters and love notes and everything in with this, and kind of like graffiti on it, which a lot of them's done that way. It says hard to distinguish from the original incisive markings when the photographed or translated to a latex peel. They used a latex peel, which you'll see here also. And the thin white fabric was stretched across the panel, and the chalk markings were recorded with the permanent ink felt marker pen. The sun figure on the petroglyph and the southeasterly insinuates that the Gallaghers wonder if the winter solstice sunrise might be observed from the rock shelter. The winter solstice occurred shortest day of the year, December 21st or the 22nd. Ancient sun-worshipping people were important winter festivals on this day. As the days grew shorter, they feared that this disappearing sun would leave them to die. They appeased and practicing the superstition rites. As the days lengthened, they celebrated the sun god's return. So this here describes that is under them that they showed here, figure 1. It says signifies that at the time of the sunrise, a ray grazes a notch on the left side on Christmas Day. Okay, it's figure 2 here. It says a feast of day, church, the first season of Christian year. So they're saying that they think this was a Christian calendar. That's what they're saying. Okay, and over here in 3, over here, the season of the blessed advent of the Savior Lord Christ. And 4, behold, he is born of Mary a woman. Wow. So they're saying that they think this is a Christian calendar from back in that time. It says here, in April of 1982, Pyle and Tony Shields, recorded the petroglyphs in several ways in the greatest possible detail. First, the men removed the brush away from the debris from the cliff. Pyle examined the carvings through a magnifying glass as he chalked those identified marks. He judged by authentic chalk characters were photographed. In the next step, he created a 3-dimensional peel by brushing liquid latex over the carved stones, strengthening with cloth peeled off when cured. Pyle then suspended a white cloth over the entire petroglyph, positioning the material to avoid distortion with black felt marker. He traced and previously chalked markings onto the cloth. Pyle noticed the additional carvings on the covered section of the left side of the wall, which joins to the rear of the petroglyphs wall, right angle. He cleaned the wall and exposed the writings. What appeared to be chicken scratches, as some people would call it, in the sandstone was later determined to represent a fully developed translatable language, which we was talking about earlier, about the other language we was talking about. From March to mid-December 1982, Pyle and Shields visited the rock stratum directly in front of the cliff and found petroglyphic writing there. It too to be investigated. The Wyoming County Petroglyphs translation. The photograph shown here was sent to me in November 1982 by Arndt Hyde Jr. at the request of Ida Jane Gallagher, which request the inscription depicted that deciphered if possible. On November 22nd, I telephoned Miss Gallagher, giving her my decipherment, asking if it would be possible to have them observed at the site at December 22nd in order to check whether the events of translation do in fact occur. So that's what I was talking about earlier about when we did, talking about them coming here, and they were here December the 22nd at sunrise. It says December 22nd visit is described in detail, and lights dawn on West Virginia history. It says here, according to Dr. Fell, the language was used, the use of the Ogam script, the symbols employed in this inscription, and the obvious Christian nature of the carvings would indicate that the inscriptions were made in somewhere around 500 to 7 AD period, which coincides with the Irish legends concerning journeys by a monk in great land west of Ireland in the second half of the 6th century. According to the legend, Saint Brendan and monk made 2 voyages to the land during the reign of Pope Pelagius from 555 to 561. Fell says it seems possible that the scribes who cut the West Virginia inscription may have been Irish missionaries in the wake of Brendan's voyage, for the inscriptions are Christian. In addition to the Wyoming County petroglyphs, which Fell calls the Christmas sunrise site, research also is underway into a similar rock formation inscriptions on a cliff in Boone County, West Virginia. Fell indicates that the Boone County petroglyphs contains a longer Ogam statement concerning the birth of Christ, which would provide additional support for the expert contention that the inscriptions are Christian in nature and predate the first Columbian expedition in 1492. Wow. Man. So we'll have to maybe go try to find these later on, maybe in another video, the ones in Boone County, West Virginia. Wow. That's so cool. Well, I know there's a lot to intake. It's a lot different than the other video I done. I didn't have any kind of information. There's a lot more here than what I've read, and I went to go and try to do an interview with Tony, and he's an older guy, good man. He didn't want to be on video, so that's all good. But he said, "But I got something for you, though." He said, "Go do you some studying." He gave me a notebook, and it's 4 inches thick, and it's got everything from when they first found out about them all the way, broke it down, the complete investigation of it. My wow, it's so interesting. I wish I could put it all in here, but you can't do all this in a 20-30 minute video. So I thought I'd just do this here today for you, and hope it sheds a little light on what this was all about. But the sun is right over my head. It's come right straight across here. I can just imagine this sun come across and hitting this notch on this star, on this sun, on the side of this wall. Wow, it's real deep. All this stuff is real deep. Well, so I guess I'll get on off here. I can get off here without breaking my neck. Oh, maybe not. Oh, that was almost going to be interesting, folks. Now, how could I explain that? Be up here and be crippled. Can't even get off the hill. Most people don't know where I'm at today. Wow. But yeah, I want to thank y'all so much for coming along with me today. I'm gonna get my hands free here so I can get on off this hill. So it's been so good being with y'all today. We'll catch you next time on Appalachian Ruthless Dan. Let's go on the next video. See y'all.